animals. All right, here we go. So we've got our animal here, our pig, and so we're going to look for some basic shapes. And I'm going to draw the main, the body. For now, we're just going to make a straight line for the top. It's kind of an oval shape for the belly, maybe a little bit rounder on the bottom. The back, we could use a half circle, or you could think of it as the letter D. And for the back leg, it's kind of a trapezoid shape. And we're just going to continue down for the back hoof. We want to make sure that we don't make it flat like that, because we know that this is actually a type of cylinder. So we'll round that out. We've got the back hoof there. I'm going to draw the back leg with a curved line, and then it comes back down this way. Again, drawing that hoof. We've got the belly, and then it comes up to that. We're always looking for those S's. You see the S? Often happens in nature. Okay, we've got a little bit more rounded up here, a little more rounded back here. And we're going to draw the cranium, and then we'll also draw another circle for the bottom part of the face. Kind of looks like the letter or the number 8, and actually I made those a little big, so let's try that again. Okay, and yeah, I think that's good. We'll draw the snout, which of course is a cylinder. And we could draw a cylinder like that for the snout, but the snout actually has more of a triangular shape. Like that. And then there's just more curves to it. So I'm going to place the snout here. And the lower part of the face is just a nice curve that goes up. And so I'm going to make some of these lines a little more dull so that we can see what we're doing. Alright, so now we're going to curve around for this shoulder blade. And another curve, see that S again. Making sure we have a curved line on the bottom for the hoof. We'll draw those ears in. I'm going to start with this back one. Kind of goes up, over, and then we'll curve down, and then we'll connect it to the head like that. This ear is going to curve this way, eyes are going to be very small. And the tail is just going to be a curved line. Okay, we need to fix this front leg here. Make it a little more thin. And we just got to capture the flow of the line. Wasn't quite right. We need to make this a little bit more thin in the back. Okay. Okay. All right, keep rolling here. I'm going to add a little bit of detail around the eye. And we're going to make this part a little bit smaller. And it'll go up here. All right, let's go over that. I'm going to make that a little more dim. Okay, and then we're going to draw on top of that using that color. All right, and we're just going to now refine our shapes a little bit. So we're going to draw that snout. The ear we're going to make a little more round instead of this flatness. We'll curve around this way, giving a little bit of variety to the thick and thin portions of the ear. I think we're going to keep this, we'll give this an outline, and then I'm going to come back later and we'll add some color. There's a little bit of detail around the eyes. The pigs look like they're smiling. I think that's because it kind of curves up like that. Went around it that way. Add a little bit. It's almost like you can see. Use a different color just for a moment. It's almost like the top curves right into the neck. Okay, it's just good to make those connections whenever you can. All right, keep on going here. Okay, I'm going to continue the back side with that curved line. And then kind of a little bit of a bump there, and then it goes down. Okay, went a little heavy on those hoofs last time, so I'm going to be very careful to make those a little more thin. Got a nice curved line up this way. We've got a nice round curve here for the belly. Once again, just trying to make those connections. This seems to connect to that top part of the front leg, but I don't want to connect it. I just want to make that observation so that I can see kind of how it lines up. I'm going to come with the curve line here. And again, want to be careful not to make those legs too thick. Almost looks like high heels. All right, we're going to finish up with this back leg. And we'll finish up with the tail. Keeping those curved lines. What we don't want to do is have total consistency. We want there to be some fat parts of the tail, some thinner parts, and then very thin as it gets towards the end. Another way to think about that is the diameter of the tail. If we have a line, if that's the tail, and it gets thinner as it goes towards the end, we're basically drawing a cylinder that's changing its diameter. And then we've got the tail. Okay, I think that's going to do it for today. And I'm going to come back to this same illustration, and we're going to draw, give some color and some shading, but I think that is a good place to stop for today. So thanks for joining me. If you have any questions about anything